Hey everyone, how are you doing? It's Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your bonus Mercury Cazimi message. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. So before we begin, I wanted to give you a little breakdown on what this means for you. So on July 12, 2026, there will be a Mercury Cazimi in Cancer. The astrological event occurs when Mercury, the planet of communication and the mind, forms an exact conjunction with the sun. The term Cazimi comes from an Arabic phrase which means in the heart of the sun. While planets close to the sun are usually weakened or combust, a planet sitting perfectly inside the sun's precise core is believed to become supercharged, illuminated, and even purified. Because this alignment takes place while Mercury is in retrograde, in the sensitive water sign of Cancer, it functions as a powerful mental reset. So the Cazimi will act as a new moon phase for the mind, lifting the typical confusion of Mercury retrograde to bring a sudden intuitive hit of clarity. Taking place in Cancer, this event focuses heavily on the home, family dynamics, childhood memories, as well as your sense of emotional security. Many people experience an epiphany or receive a clarifying message regarding ongoing personal issues, financial reorganization, or domestic situations. Traditional astrologers view the brief hours of the Cazimi window as an ideal time for intention setting and critical communication. You can use this energy to journal your breakthroughs, have an honest conversation to resolve a conflict, or reorganize areas of your life that have felt stuck. So with all of that said now, let's begin. Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your Mercury Cazimi message. Now for you specifically, Aries, this will affect your home, family, as well as your inner foundation. You will gain sudden clarity regarding a domestic issue, a property matter, or a family relationship. It is a perfect day for you to resolve lingering misunderstandings with a parent or anyone that you share a household with. So tell me more about this here, please, for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? What do they need to know? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have home. I did say it would affect your home. So home, card number 10. And at the bottom of the deck, you have air, card number 28, which would be communication. And this is Mercury. So let's see where we go with this message here. For Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026 for the Aries collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Ace of Wands, we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the Strength card. We have the 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Ace of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. And that leaves the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So Aries, I feel like there's a decision here that you're making with another individual. Now, for some of you, this could be your partner. It could be a spouse, could be someone that you share residence with. These two individuals could be your parents. And if it's none of those things, then this could be like you and a realtor. Again, if this is in regards to your home. But it is you and another energy. I almost get the feeling here of like, there's like a happiness here, but then there's also a sadness. So there's like an ending here for a new beginning. So there's some communication here or a conversation or offer opportunity that you're having with this individual in the energy of the Cazimi on the 12th. Let's clarify this for you more. Clarify that Ace of Wands, please, for Aries. Clarify the Ace of Wands. Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. The Ace of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Swords. Yes, everything I said is the truth. You have the Devil and you have the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Wands. Tell me about that 10 of Wands. Tell me about the 10 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 10 of Wands is clarified by the 7 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Okay, let's keep going now. The Strength card. Clarify the Strength card. One more shuffle. Thank you. Strength is clarified by King of Wands. There you are again. The Moon and the 9 of Swords. What is this 7 of Pentacles? One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Tell me about the choice and the Lovers card here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Lovers is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, and the Hangman, and the Ace of Cups. Tell me about the Ace of Cups here. Okay, we'll take it. Ace of Cups is clarified by Ten of Wands. That shows itself again. The Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. So it appears here that you are having a conversation here with this other individual. There's a difference of opinion, if you will. And this can become a heated argument through this conversation. Because I feel like one of you wants one thing and one of you wants another. So how could this play out for you? Let's say you are an Aries and you are considering purchasing a home. You or your person here may find a home and one of you may want to purchase it and one of you may not. Perhaps you're an Aries and you are selling a home and you're receiving an offer. One of you may want to accept the offer, one of you may not. So again, I don't know who the other person is. It could be your person, a roommate, like I said, a parent, a realtor. It could even be if it's just you and the buyer or just you and the seller. There's just a difference of opinion here. You both want this. You both want the Ace of Wands. So there is a discussion here, but it can turn a little heated because I feel like I have two people that want the same thing, but not necessarily the same thing. I hope that's making sense here. So with that Ten of Wands being clarified by the Seven of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups, your feeling here seems to be like, yes, I understand what you're saying, I see what you're saying, but I don't think it would be beneficial to me to agree to this. And again, this could be relocation, it could be travel plans, it could be in regards to like you moving in with someone. So maybe your person is saying, hey, the two of us should move in together, or maybe you're offering this to them. But there definitely is a difference of opinion here in regards to structure, stability, house, home, or the acquisition or sale of such. The Strength card, I see you here in this King of Wands energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. It's like you're trying to bite your tongue. Even though you're disagreeing with this person, there's a feeling here of, I don't want to say everything that I'm thinking because I could really like blow up this whole thing and this can become a larger argument. So I almost see you like bottling up your emotions or suppressing them, which is unlike Aries. But it seems like I want to hold back because this conversation can really get off the rails and I would rather it not go that way. So the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Two of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles again, and the Queen of Cups. So this is your energy here, and I feel like what you're trying to do is think with your logical mind, how can I come up with some kind of compromise with this individual? So the Lovers card here is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, and the Hangman. You're giving this considerable thought because you know that if you say it a certain way, this person might just go, you know what, forget it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to buy the house, or I don't want to move in with you, or I don't want to offer you the job. Again, it has to do with a conversation in regards to your structure and stability. So your feeling here is, I have to really watch my words because if I disagree too hard, or I come across like I don't want this at all, or I don't want this with this person, there's a feeling here that they may withdraw their offer or their participation. So with that Ace of Cups to the Ten of Wands to the Eight of Pentacles to the Chariot, I do see you here coming up with a way on how the two of you can move forward in this direction. So you are offering this person a compromise. Let's get you some advice. So I would expect sudden, okay, conversation, communication, offer opportunity. And you have another individual here where there's a potential for the conversation to really go off the rails. Because while you both want the same thing, one of you either doesn't want it right now or doesn't feel it's a good fit. So it's like, I do want this with you, but let's do it this way, or let's do it in this time. And again, this could come across as a job, an employer offering you a job and them telling you, well, you need to start today. You're like, well, I can't start today. I have a current job. I have to give them notice. So there's something like that, and you don't want to come at it too harshly because you don't want them to go, you know what, forget it. We have another candidate in mind and we'll hire them. So you seem to be trying to not say no. It's almost like yes, but. You're trying to come up with the yes, but. So let's get you 3 cards of advice here for Aries. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice, Aries, at this time, we have judgment. So you will need to make a judgment call about this offer opportunity. We had that Page of Cups again and the Four of Cups. Bottom of deck, Two of Pentacles. Don't be an immediate yes and don't be an immediate no, because you may regret it one way or another. So take your time. Two of Pentacles for me can talk about time management. So I would really, and I think what you're doing here, energetically speaking, seems to be the right thing. And this is more like saying, I need to think about this, or I need to check my calendar, or I need to get back to you about this. And that seems to be the best approach here for you, because saying too quick yes or saying too quick no could result in some kind of argument, and it could blow up the entire thing for you, figuratively speaking, of course. So we'll close it out now with an oracle card here. Can we get one oracle card here, please, for the Aries collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. And your oracle card is guidance, okay? Seek wisdom from within to illuminate your path and guide your decision. And that's exactly what you need to do. So I need a timeout. I need to think about this. I'll get back to you. I have to check my calendar. That would be your best way. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have freedom. So that is what I have for you, Aries. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages and they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now on how the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th will be affecting you. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. So Taurus, for you, the Mercury Cazimi will be impacting communication, local community, as well as your siblings. A massive breakthrough in how you express yourself could occur on this day, and an important conversation, contract negotiation, or text message will bring the exact answers that you have been searching for. So tell me more about this here, please, for the Taurus collective, for the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Taurus, we have for you knowledge. There you go. Card number 34. And at the bottom of the deck, we have nature spirits. Card number 39. So tell me more about this here for Taurus. So this seems to be either some type of information, knowledge, right? Clarity even, that you're receiving. Text message, contract negotiation, or an important conversation. I feel like this will help ground you in that nature spirits energy, so you'll be able to like make a decision. Tell me more about this here, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Taurus, we have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the King of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Hangman. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. And that leaves the Two of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So let's clarify this further, please, for the Taurus collective. Clarify that Five of Pentacles, please, for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Pentacles is clarified by Ten of Swords, King of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Okay, Queen of Wands. Why is the Queen of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. King of Pentacles. Why is the King of Pentacles here? One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Pentacles is clarified by Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the King of Pentacles again. Tell me about the King of Swords here. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Swords is clarified by Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Hierophant, the Two of Wands, and the Judgment, and the Hanged Man. Why is this here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hanged Man is clarified by the Eight of Swords, the Sun card, and the Nine of Pentacles again. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So, Taurus, I feel like there's something here lately that has been troubling you. It could be in regards to house and home, this feels to me more like an emotional, and it could be financial related, but I feel like something has been bothering you at the core of you. And there's a feeling here of, I just want to like air this out, or I want to get to the bottom of this, is the feeling that I have here. I feel like this is the energy of the individual that you feel has like perpetrated something against you. The Ten of Swords, the King of Cups, the Five of Swords. You either feel like this person isn't telling you the truth about something, or there's a lack of communication between you and them. You could feel like this person is actively trying to deceive you or keep something here from you. There's definitely a feeling of this person has something else going on, and I feel like I'm on the outside looking in, and I want to acquire more knowledge. Like, I want to know what is happening here with this individual. And so I have you here, King of Pentacles, whether you're masculine or feminine. I think you've been thinking about this for a long time. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the King of Pentacles again. And then you showed up here in this Nine of Pentacles energy with the Hierophant, the Two of Wands, and Judgment. I feel like you've been going back and forth, like, should I say something? Should I ask? Should I inquire? And then the Hangman again with that Eight of Swords, the Sun, and the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like in the energy of the Mercury Cazimi, I have you here going, this isn't feeling right to me, and I really need to say something, because there's a decision here that I want to make, Two of Swords, and I'm not quite sure what decision to make, and it's really hinging on what this person says to me. So I feel like you are the one who's initiating a conversation here with this person, and it seems to be like, I don't think your conversation is coming from a place of like, I want to end this connection, or I don't think you're coming at this in an accusatory way. This seems to be like, I really want the best for this connection. I want us to like find a way on how we can work on resolving this conflict or issue between us. And I feel like you have the energy here of another person willing to have dialogue with you with that Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So there is a conversation here that is taking place between you and someone else. You are initiating the conversation, and it looks like once you receive whatever information or clarity that you'll gain from the conversation, then it looks like you'll know how to proceed forward. So I would expect you to initiate a conversation here with someone about something that's just hasn't been sitting well with you lately. And I feel like the power of the energy of that Mercury Cazimi is going to be like, you know what, I really need to address this once and for all. So let's get you 3 cards of advice here for the Taurus collective. 3 cards of advice here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. And your advice, Queen of Pentacles, there you are again, whether you're masculine or feminine, Ace of Swords, and the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. So yes, Taurus, if there's something here that's not sitting well with you in regards to what someone is doing or how they're behaving, or maybe they said some type of comment here to you that really wounded you and you've sort of been sitting on it. If you're looking to have a conversation or clarity, then the onus is on you to move this conversation forward. The Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Chariot. So if you do want to gain clarity or have this conversation, I don't feel like this person will initiate it. It is something that you will need to initiate, and that's your advice here. But once you do, the person seems to engage with you in that conversation. Let's get you an oracle card here, please, to close out this reading for the Taurus collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. And we have Light of Life. Embrace your unique glow, however small, to light the way ahead. So again, I feel like something here could be illuminated to you via a conversation that you initiate with another individual. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Hope. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages, they've resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini twin gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look now on how Mercury Cazimi, your ruling planet in Cazimi, will be affecting you on July 12, 2026. So for you, Gemini, this is really affecting your finances, your values, as well as your self-worth. You could have a financial epiphany on this day. So how could that manifest for some of you? You could come up with a brilliant solution to a budget issue. You can come up with a path forward on how to pay off an existing debt. You may discover a new way to monetize your skills, or you could gain clarity on a major purchase that you have been debating making. So tell me more about this here, please, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What else do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? What else do they need to know? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have Magic, card number 3, kind of like magician energy. And then we have Stormy, card number 21. Okay. So tell me more about this here, please, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. You may come up with this magical or, again, brilliant idea on how to get out of like a sticky or stormy financial issue. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Sun, and we have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Empress, we have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Knight of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool, we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Seven of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. Let's clarify this further. I just saw the Star card. Clarify that Three of Pentacles for Gemini, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Two of Cups, the Sun. Why is the Sun here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Sun is clarified by the Moon, the Queen of Swords, there you are, whether you're masculine or feminine, and the Five of Pentacles. Tell me about this Page of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Pentacles is clarified by the, thank you, Mercury retrograde, Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Seven of Wands, the Empress. Clarify the Empress. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Empress is clarified by the Page of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Cups here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Cups, clarified by the Fool. We have that twice here. The Emperor, and the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Swords is clarified by the Four of Swords, shows itself again. The Star, which I saw in that shuffle, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. There's definitely something here in regards to finances. There's something here that you appear to want to purchase or move forward with the acquisition of, and you're not sure if you can do it. There's a little doubt and debate that you're having about, should I buy blank? And I don't know what blank is for you. A vehicle, a house, a living room set, you know, it's different for all of you. But there's something here that you'd like to, like I said, purchase or acquire, like move forward on, but you're not sure. You're either feeling that you don't have enough money right now, or you don't know how you could come up with the money, or you're afraid that if you move forward with it, you could create a stormy financial mess for yourself in the future. Like, okay, maybe I could afford this house right now, just an example, but what happens a year or 5 years from now, God forbid, I lose my job or I'm laid off? How am I going to make the mortgage payments? So there's something like that here, like I said, that you want to acquire, but your concern is like, will I regret this later on? Like, even if I could somehow make it work now, maybe I should put it off. Maybe I could save some more money. Maybe I should look for another, like something else. Like maybe I don't need, I don't know, a $400,000 house as much as I love this. Maybe we should be looking at like homes in the $200,000 range. Again, there's something like that here happening, and you're having a discussion with someone else here. And I feel like you're voicing to them, or at least this is what you could be doing. You could utilize the energy on July 12th to have a conversation here with someone else about, I really want to have this, or I want us to have this, but I don't want to sabotage either my savings, something like that. I don't want to make matters worse for myself in the future. And I feel like this person gives you an idea in that Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. This person gives you an idea or a suggestion, or they share their opinion with you. And it actually helps you. It prevents you from making a financial mistake. So there's something here that this person is offering to you in a very loving way. They're not doing it like from a place of jealousy or spite because they don't want you to have it. They're not like trying to talk you out of a good thing. They're giving you a good idea, like, hey, why don't you do this instead? Or why don't we do this instead? Why don't we buy this instead of this? Or why don't we wait a little longer? There's something like that here happening. And I feel like it gives you the confidence to be able to make the decision here. Like, okay, we're gonna move forward now. I know now how I'm gonna proceed with the acquisition of blank. So that Knight of Swords goes back here to that conversation. The Four of Swords, the Star, and the Justice. You're like, yeah, now I know the direction that I'm going in, and you appear to feel very comfortable and almost grateful. I kind of feel like this person kind of saved you, or will be saving you from financial ruin. Or making quite a mess of your finances. So if you are Gemini placement watching and there has been something that you want to acquire or buy and you're not sure if you can like squeeze the pennies together to come up with it, or if it might, maybe you could afford it now, but you're afraid that you maybe can't afford like the lease payments or rental payments, whatever it is, to pay off payments down the road, then I do suggest here that you talk to someone else. It looks like you have someone else here that really cares about you. They could be a sibling, they could be your spouse, your partner, it could be someone younger than you. I just see that this person is already in your orbit, in your energy. You know who they are, and a discussion with them actually prompts them to give you an idea that prevents you from creating a stormy financial mess for yourself. Let's get you some advice here, Gemini. And then it's like you're like able to like boldly and confidently move forward with the decision. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here, please, for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice, Gemini. We have the 9 of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the Star card. Bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Swords. Yeah. If you are considering making any type of large expenditure purchase, this is telling you to kind of hold back, hang back, have the conversation with that person. If your intuition is telling you that you moving forward with this acquisition could potentially harm you in respect to your finances, either in the short or long term, then hold back from doing it and have this conversation. So Gemini, just as I began shuffling your deck, the camera shut down. So I feel like that's another message here for you. Do not automatically shut down this person when they give you their advice or opinion. Instead, 4 of Swords, think about it, because as you think about it, I think you're going to realize that it actually is a good suggestion for you. So now we can get you some oracle cards here, please, for the Gemini Collective to close out this message. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And we have balance. Achieve harmony within yourself, creating stability in all areas of your life. Yeah, I wouldn't be too quick to make any type of financial purchase at this time if you even suspect slightly that it could cause an imbalance in your finances in the future. And bottom of the deck, we have self-awareness. So again, that was the feeling I had, like, don't immediately shut this person down, and be aware of yourself if you feel like you are moving in that direction. Instead, hear this person out and then think about what they have to say. That is what I have for you, Gemini. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look how the Mercury Cazimi, which is happening in your sign, by the way, let's see how it will be impacting you. For you, Cancer, this will most likely affect your appearance, your identity, as well as your personal goals. Since the Cazimi is happening in your sign, it really does make you the star of the show, if you will. So the mental fog for you will lift, and it will give you a profound realization about who you are, what you want, and what personal steps you need to take in order to achieve a goal that maybe you have been procrastinating on for a little bit. So tell me more about this here, please, for the Cancer Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What else do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have Knowledge, card number 34. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Divine Masculine, card number 2. You could be a divine masculine. You may have a divine masculine in your life. Or, since we all have feminine and masculine energies within us, the knowledge that you gain or the clarity that you gain during this time might help you to then take decisive action to move towards a personal goal that you've been wanting to achieve. So tell me more about this here, please, for the Cancer Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Three of Wands, the Empress, and the World card, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Justice card. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Wands, and that leaves the Three of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. Let's clarify this further. For the Cancer Collective, please, we are clarifying the Three of Wands. Clarify the Three of Wands, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Wands is clarified by the Sun, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Clarify the Empress, please. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Empress is clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Tower, and the Eight of Pentacles. The World card. Why is the World card here? One more shuffle. Thank you. We'll take it. Clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Beautiful. Okay, so what is this Page of Cups then? One more shuffle. Thank you. We'll take the Strength card. These fell face down. I'm being told not to take them. But we'll take the Strength card, Justice, and the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by Three of Cups, which is at the bottom of the deck there, the Hangman, and the Four of Cups, and Justice. One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice is clarified by the Ace of Cups, so you end up doing it. King of Cups and the Empress. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. So there's something here that you've been wanting to nurture, birth, create, initiate, launch, okay, in this Empress energy. And the feeling here seems to be, I really want to do blank, like Eight of Pentacles. I really want to work on this, or I want to create this, I want to nurture this, but I'm afraid that it might be a disaster. Right? It might be a disaster if I sell this home and buy another. It might be a disaster if I try to learn a new skill, like the guitar or, you know, tarot. So there's something here that you do want to apply Pentacle resource into, time, love, money, you know, talent, devotion, commitment, etc., etc. But there's a feeling here within you, like, if I were to take this action to do this, I'm afraid it might not work out well. And this could even be like a Cancerian, where maybe you've been a little bit of a homebody, and there's a feeling like, I really want to get out into the community, right? Three of Cups, Ace of Swords, connect with people, have conversation, make some friends, maybe like join a local community group. But there's something here of like, I want to do it, but what if it doesn't go well? Is the feeling here. So that Three of Wands is clarified here by the Sun, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. See, there's something here that you've been procrastinating on. You've been procrastinating on doing blank because you fear disappointment if you were to move forward with it. So there's a fear of disappointment, or maybe I'll be rejected. So that World card here, the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Chariot, I do feel like you end up moving forward after a period of like stagnation, or I don't know, there's been a delay here for you. And it's either coming from nervousness, or a fear of disapproval, or a fear of rejection, or a fear that it might just not work out. However, you appear to be having a conversation here, or you could have a conversation, okay? Because Mercury does rule communication. And so there is something here about you communicating with one other person, possibly two. I have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. Libra again in the Justice card, and Leo in that Strength card. And of course, all of the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I feel like this would be you. This would be you intaking or receiving knowledge, if you will, or advice from this person or possibly people about, do you really think it's a good idea if I do blank? Or I've been thinking of, I don't know, getting my hair cut, you know. Do you think it would be a good idea if I go with this cut? I just feel like you are having a conversation here. And if you're not planning a conversation, I would plan to have a conversation here with someone on July 12th about doing this, because it looks like whatever this person says to you gives you a boost or a bolt, if you will, of confidence. So this thing that you've been wanting to work on, Queen of Pentacles, nurture, create, you then actually start doing it. So Three of Cups, the Hangman, and the Four of Cups. Something this person says makes you feel like, why not? Like, let's do it. Okay. So I think this works out very well in your favor. And again, here we have the Justice card to the Ace of Cups, King of Cups. That's you in your highest vibration, whether you're masculine or feminine, to the Empress. And that's how you showed up in respect to wanting to create this. So I just feel like you've been sitting on this for a while. There's been a little bit of procrastination. There's a conversation that you're either from now planning to have, or it may dawn on you on July 12th. You know what? I should really ask this person for their advice or input. And it looks like if you do that, you know exactly the direction you want to go in. And like I said, it seems to be a very positive reading, because whoever this King of Wands energy is, it's like this person instills the energy in you. So suddenly you become the King of Wands and you decide to move forward with this. And it seems to have a very successful outcome for you. So I just think you're a little stuck. Okay, and maybe the knowledge that you need is really just knowing that someone is in your corner and supporting you. And if that's your storyline, then yes, I would initiate this conversation on the 12th. And it appears here you'll feel good enough after it that you decide to proceed forward with it. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here. And if I don't think I've said happy birthday to you enough. So if you are celebrating your birthday this week, or if you're a Cancer sun sign in general, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. So the 3 of Pentacles wanted to show itself, so we're going to take it. The Wheel of Fortune, yep, and the Fool. There you go, my love. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. Whoever this person is, they seem to be saying to you, if not now, when? So it looks like you are coming together with a person or people, and they are encouraging you to move forward in this direction, to kind of get out of procrastination station. And I don't want to put words in the cross-watcher's mouth, but the energy here is like, why not? Like, let's do this, or if not now, when? So your advice here is to proceed forward with this, but to have that conversation with this person or these people, because again, something they say to you will encourage you to step into your divine masculine and be able to nurture whatever it is here that you've been wanting to do in that Empress energy. Let's close it out now with an oracle card here, please, for the Cancer collective. Okay, you want to show yourself? There we go. Wisdom, knowledge, look at that. 2 books. Accumulate wisdom and experience through continuous learning or conversation. So there you go. Bottom of the deck, we have rebirth, rise anew, embrace your new opportunity and your new beginning. So I love this for you very much, Cancer. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look at what your Mercury Cazimi message is. Now, for you, Leo, this will impact your subconscious. It might, you might feel this moment like to be by yourself, like a little bit of solitude, which is actually a good thing, because for you, this will trigger a moment of healing. So you could expect vivid dreams the night of July 12th, some really deep intuitive hits during the day. You could feel a sudden release or relief of a mental block, or you could even find yourself giving yourself closure regarding a painful past situation. So although it sounds a little ominous with the, solitude and the vivid dreams and the intuitive hits, but you'll most likely wake up on the 13th or the 14th feeling a lot better because of that. So let's see what else we have for you here for Leo. I feel like it's a clearing for you. For Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What else do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. We have jealousy, card number 23. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Divine Feminine, card number 6. You could be a Divine Feminine, you could be dealing with a Divine Feminine, or since we all embody feminine and masculine energy, this could trigger something here within you, okay, the feminine side of you. So let's see where we go with this message here for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is jealousy their Mercury Cazimi message? One more shuffle. Thank you. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. Sort of came out on the side. Let's take it on the side. Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Temperance, King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Fool card. So there's a clearing of the air, a cleaning of the air, if you will. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. Yep, this is sudden. Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. So clarify this further for me, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Clarify that Four of Wands on the side. Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. One more shuffle. We're going to take it. Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Cups. Temperance. This is a feeling of sudden insight. Temperance. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by Page of Swords, which we have at the bottom of that deck, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. Well, this moment, if this is your reading, and you'll know on the 12th, is being brought to you by Archangel Michael. Clarify King of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess, the Devil, and the King of Swords, Magician. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Nine of Wands, we have the Empress, and we have the Ten of Swords, and the Fool card. Clarify that Fool card. One more shuffle. Thank you. Fool card, clarified by Eight of Swords, the Death card, and the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like I'm free feeling. Temperance, Archangel Michael at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I'm specifically speaking to a group of you that you had a relationship in your life that you truly valued that injured you. And I think for a lot of you, this was someone that you were married to or you shared a residence with. Like this could be your parents or a spouse or an ex. At some point in time, this person or people offered your life structure and stability. And I think since you had this experience with them, I think you've moved on. The Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Pentacles. So if these people are still in your life, I don't feel like the connection is as strong as it used to be, okay? Because something they did or said rocked the foundation of that relationship. So for some of you, these people are not in your life anymore. And for some of you, they are, but you really keep them at arm's length. In the energy of the Mercury Cazimi, when you're busy doing something else, okay? Maybe you're cooking, maybe you're working on something, okay? Doing some housework, some study. You could be writing something. It could be gaming. I just see that you are seriously involved in something. It's like a flash of light hits you. Five of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Four of Cups. You are reminded of this experience. The reason why you're being reminded of this experience is because Archangel Michael wants you to fully heal from it because you have not fully healed from it. So there is some type of insight, Page of Swords, that you're receiving in regards to, again, this connection that at some point in time was structured or stable for you. And again, this could be like with a past boss, okay, that maybe screwed you over and you never truly got over it. It could be a spouse, it could be family. I'm getting a lot of parent energy here, but like mother, father energy, but take it how it resonates to you. In the energy of the Mercury Cazimi, you're going to be busy doing this when this memory from the past hits you like a bolt of lightning. And I think what you are going to realize in that moment and don't be offended by this, okay? There's a shadow side of you, and we all have shadow sides, okay? There's a shadow side of you that even though you've moved on from this, you harbored a little bit of jealousy deep within you. Some of you may not even realize you have it. Now, this could be jealousy. This person left me for this other person and their relationship is doing well. Why did that person get the best of that SOB? Why couldn't they have been that good to me? This could be jealousy, again, and maybe you never realized you had it. Like your parents treated your siblings better than you. And maybe throughout the years you always had issues with your siblings. You never really understood where the issues came from because you love them. This is a flashpoint to remind you of a memory, and you go, oh my God, this whole time I've been subconsciously blaming my siblings for what my parents were doing. My parents were triangulating us knowingly or unknowingly against one another, and this whole time I've harbored jealousy or resentment towards my siblings. There's something like that here happening for you, but it's meant for you to see it so you can understand that this particular wound is not fully healed. So I feel this is in respect to someone, like I said, something they said or did rocked the foundation of your connection with them. Some of you are, I feel like with that Knight of Swords, we are talking, but with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like not all that often, or there's a lot of stop and go in our conversations or communication. So it almost feels like this is someone who's in and out of your life. The whole point of you having a particular memory and realizing that it conjures up a shadow side of jealousy for you in some way. Again, it'll be different for all of you, but the intended purpose for you to see that is so you can finally heal it. I think for a lot of you, this has to do with someone that you either were married to or a long-term committed partner, or that's what you wanted them to be, or it's a mother-father figure. I really feel like for 80% of you, that's that type of connection. And then like the 20% of you, it could be a boss who screwed you over, or the coworker who once upon a time got the raise or promotion that you wanted. Whoever this person is and whatever occurred here, you've always harbored a little bit of jealousy. Or it could also be something like, this person did this to me and I don't really feel they ever got their karmic justice. And so there was a little bit of shadow side with that devil. And again, with that high priestess, I think some of you don't even realize you have it, or maybe you think you got over it, but it's clearly still existing. There's still a little bit of anger or resentment of why were they able to do that to me and get away with it? So this whole point of this happening for you is so you can finally clear it, because it has been holding you back from true emotional contentment on your own and with your circle. So whatever's occurring here for you, this memory, the flashpoint of insight, this acknowledgement that you either harbor some jealousy or resentment for the person or people who did this to you, will allow you this moment to like, oh my God, and now I understand, and now I can finally let it go. And so with that, the Eight of Swords, again, it's been in your subconscious. Death card, we can finally put an end to it. And Ace of Pentacles, it's literally like waking up on the 13th or the 14th of July and feeling a hell of a lot better. So this Mercury Cazimi for you is supposed to trigger a little bit of an awakening here so you can finally move on from this. And again, I feel like it's being brought to you by Archangel Michael. Let's get you 3 cards of advice, and then we'll close it off with an oracle card. 3 cards of advice here for Leo. And I don't feel like this is going to last for a week or 2 weeks or anything. Mercury Cazimis are quick. I mean, the golden window is usually within minutes, an hour. So there is some residual effect. So that's why I'm saying maybe you start feeling this on the 11th or the 12th. By the 13th or 14th, if this message is resonating for you, there's a release here. And it will allow you, whether you're masculine or feminine, to get a little bit more in touch with your feminine side. You're going to feel a lot softer, because there was a part of you that was always rigid because of what this person or people did to you. Yep, right behind that we have spiritual cleansing. Oh, and right behind that we have relief. So this is intended here to bring your subconscious some relief. And again, maybe you've been harboring this and you didn't even know it. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, the 3 of Wands, Judgment, and the Hanged Man, okay? Bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles, which that's what it's going to trigger for you. Okay, it's going to trigger that moment of insecurity that you felt once upon a time. Before you proceed forward, there's something like wait, think about why am I remembering this all of a sudden? Oh my God, that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 10 years ago. It's like, give yourself a moment to pause and digest, and hopefully you remember this reading, and that will enable you to go within a little bit and figure out, is it resentment or is it jealousy that maybe you have been holding on to and you haven't been recognizing it. But once you're able to do that, there's a very freeing effect. Look what you've been holding on to. The Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Four of Cups, abandonment, rejection, again, being left out in the cold, and it literally hits you while you're working. We have the Eight of Pentacles again. So I would expect this moment to occur when you're very busy or heavily focused or concentrated on something else. But again, I feel like this is a very good thing to happen for you. The Eight of Pentacles is the first decan of Virgo, and Virgo can be about healing. So I think it's a way for you to heal a wound that maybe some of you never, haven't realized that you actually still have. Let's get one oracle card here, please, for the Leo Collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. And for those of you who feel like you're psychic or you're clairvoyant, maybe you're tarot readers yourself, you could have felt very blocked or that your channeling was hit or miss. And I think it's because this was affecting it to some degree. So clearing this block will also help those of you who are spiritual or psychic mediums. Guidance. Seek wisdom from within. Okay, you're going to be able to go within now and to illuminate your path and guide your decisions. So when you have this moment, pause if you can, stop what you're doing and give yourself the chance to digest the memories and also allow any intuitive hits to come your way, because I really feel like the universe is trying to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, we still have a little cleanup to do on aisle 6, and this will be your moment to do it. At the bottom of the deck, we have Braveheart. Face the world with fearlessness, breaking through all these boundaries. I think they've been walls for you or blocks, but you'll be breaking through them with courage because of this Mercury Cazimi. That is what I have for you, Leo. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look now at your Mercury Cazimi message. Now, for you, this is your ruling planet. So for you, it will be impacting friendships, networks, as well as long-term hopes. For you, Virgo, clarity will arrive regarding your social circle or a collaborative project that you are currently working on. You will realize who are your true allies and who are not, who belongs within your inner circle and who does not. You may also receive an unexpected opportunity through a connection or someone that you know. So let's see if we can find out more about this here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is their message here for the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. And I do want to say in the pre-shuffle meditation, before I turn the camera on, the past life soulmate card kept coming out. So I don't know if that will show up in this reading, but there was a message that came through that some of you have someone right now that you're having a very difficult time with, and you want to like let go of this person, but you don't know why. You're always thinking of them or you feel drawn to them. And even if for some of you this was someone that like did you dirty long time ago, but you still just can't stop thinking about them, I want to validate for you that they are a past life soulmate. I'm not telling you to reconcile or call them. I feel like you needed validation to hear the reason why you haven't been able to let go of what they did or let go of them currently is because of this very multiple lifetime soul contract that you have with this person. That's why the feelings are so intense. Okay. We have Healer, card number 32, and we have Shadow, card number 43. Okay. Tell me more about this here, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is Healer and Shadow their Mercury and retrograde message? Okay, thank you. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, Justice, Nine of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Cups. There's that soulmate. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups, Judgment, and the Hermit. And that is you, my darling. That is your major arcana card. And we have Temperance, Archangel Michael here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, tell me more about this here. Clarify that Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here for Virgo? One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by 3 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. I was told not to take it. Ace of Cups. Why is the Ace of Cups here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Cups is clarified by 6 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles. Justice. One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice, clarified by Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups. 9 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. I'm already getting the message, but I feel like I owe you to put the cards out on the table. Queen of Pentacles, that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. 10 of Wands and the Moon. And the Hangman energy. One more shuffle. Thank you. Hangman, clarified by the 3 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. We're not going to take them. Way too many cards. Clarify the 2 of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 2 of Cups, clarified by 6 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. Even though the card is not on the table, I get the feeling here that this reading is specifically for a group of you where you have someone in your life, and I don't know if this was someone that you were married to, Justice to the 10 of Pentacles, or you have just accumulated a lot of resources with this person. So you take this how it resonates to you. This is someone that you've either known for a long time, you exchange money with this person, like they're your employee or they're your employer. It could be family, it could be a spouse, it could be a friend that you really have in your very close inner circle. Okay, so you either know them a long time, or there's an exchange here of resources or an accumulation of resources between you and this person. I feel like everything was going well between you and them until it wasn't. I think this person has a shadow side. I don't think we're talking about you. I think this person has a shadow side. I think this person did something here that betrayed you, or you feel stabbed in the back by this person. You feel like they went from being a friend to being an enemy. I think you feel emotionally exhausted, maybe even mentally exhausted when you think about what this person did. I think in the moment that you found out what they did or realized what they did, I think for you in that moment, it felt like the relationship was now ruined, like it collapsed. There's no way, right? We hit rock bottom. I can't believe you did this. There's no way we're going to come back from this. And I think some of you harbor some resentment still towards this person. There's some bitterness here. And 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords, I don't blame you. It's going to take you a minute to heal. However, I think you also have a shadow side also. And I think your shadow side, if this message is resonating for you, I have two messages here. You're either of the camp where you believe that you could heal this person's shadow side because you see the good in this person. You know what their potential can be, and they obviously didn't live up to their potential. And so they have a shadow side which caused this, but I feel like I'm speaking to a Virgo who has a little bit of a shadow, maybe savior complex, don't be offended, where you think, I could save this person. And I think if that's your message, you go back and forth here. You're not sure if you want to try to nurture this connection or try to bring it back together again. You're very wounded, and yet part of you is like, I just can't let go of this person. Or at least I don't want to let go of what we had. But this person, 7 of Swords, really shivved you in the lunch line when you weren't looking. I feel like this is the last person you expected to do this to you. But you feel such a draw to this person that there's a part of you that thinks you can heal their shadow side. I'm here to tell you you can't. And I think this moment of the Mercury Cazimi is going to give you the insight. It's not me giving you the insight. I think you will receive the insight that you cannot heal this person's shadow side. It is for them to heal. Just like you and I have to heal our own shadow sides. And then I have group 2. Group 2 believes that if they were a better person, this person wouldn't have done this to them. Like if I was a better spouse, this person wouldn't have cheated on me. So It's just an example I'm being given. So I distinctly am reading for 2 groups of Virgos. If it's not your reading, it's okay. Check another placement. But group 1 thinks you may be able to rescue this person from something here that they did, right? The worst side of themselves. And there's another group of you that's like, but if I was just better, this person wouldn't have done this to me. It must be something wrong with me if they did this to me. Or there must be something wrong with me if a lot of people have done something similar like this to me. And I'm here to tell you, you can't save this person. And there was nothing you could have done to have changed the course of events here. And you may not want to hear it, but I think during the Mercury Cazimi, you're going to receive this moment here of clarity. Because some of you are considering still trying to fix this, or you're still taking on the brunt, the blame here. Like Queen of Pentacles to the Ten of Wands. If I would have nurtured them better or loved them better, maybe if I would have been better looking or had more money, or, you know, like they wouldn't have screwed me over. And I think it's a shadow aspect of your side, of yourself here in the moon. And you are unfairly taking on some of the responsibility for what this person did. And I'm just here to tell you that you should not do that. You could not love or admire or respect this person out of their shadow side. You couldn't have done it before this happened, and you certainly can't do it to heal them. This is something that this individual needs to do on their own. And so I do think the Mercury Cazimi will offer you that insight. It is a very strong soulmate, soul bond. Not all the cards on the table indicate that, but I felt that very strongly in the pre-shuffle message, and that's why I felt inclined to share it with you. But I do think that you will receive some clarity. And maybe this is it. Maybe it's this reading. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. And I'm not saying this person won't heal their shadow side down the line, you know, in the future. We all go through that, but they have to want to do it. You can't love them through it, and you can't continue to endure 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords. I mean, this is lying, manipulation, gaslighting. This is, I mean, secrets and cheating and betrayal. And I don't know, maybe for some of you it was financial, for others of you it was emotional. Maybe they stepped out of the connection and it was a sexual betrayal. But I know at the end of the day, you felt shattered. And so there's nothing that you could have done to have prevented that person from doing this to you. They have wounds that they needed to take care of. I am so tired. Was it your reading that I said, I am so effing tired of hearing hurt people hurt people? No, I'm sorry. We are grown adults. At some point in time, you need to handle your wounds before you create wounds for others. And this person failed to do that. And that's not on you, Virgo. That is not on you. Unfortunately, you are the recipient of their failure to heal their wounds, but it was not your responsibility to heal them. And you certainly can't help them heal them after the fact. One more shuffle. Thank you. If anything, if this person didn't do this now, something worse would have happened later on with them. The reason why you are able to see this person's shadow now, like if you think this is painful, this could have been far worse. You were actually protected. You were protected from this person. So I would give this person time and space to heal instead of trying to like be a savior or trying to heal them. We have the 6 of Cups. I knew it. It was a very much a soulmate, soul bond connection. And you have the Sun, bottom of the deck, the Hangman. This is for them to gain enlightenment. The Hangman could talk about seeing it from another perspective. If this person that you clearly energetically at the very least still care for, and some of you emotionally, it is on them to move forward towards the Sun. The Sun is the ultimate card of healing. It is warmth, it is vitality, it is success, it is positivity. But this person needs to move in that direction. And there's nothing you could have done to make them move in that direction ahead of time, and there's nothing you can do after the fact. And I think whatever you've been holding on to in that respect, whether it's like you feel like you did something wrong to trigger this behavior, or whether you maybe have been playing around with the idea of like, well, I could love them back, or I could, that Hangman energy, I think you're going to let go of that, because the Hangman energy is Neptune, and Neptune could talk about those kind of wishful thinking, fairy tale type of things that aren't rooted in reality. There was nothing you could have done then or now. It is on this person to actively move towards the sun. Let's get you, I was going to say a Moonology card. Maybe you do need a Moonology card. The other signs will get upset, but it is your planet in retrograde and having a Cazimi. So let's get you a Moonology card, and then we'll get you an Oracle card. Clearly they wanted you to have one. So Moonology card here for the Virgo collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nothing will come of the situation, void of course moon. There was nothing you could have done beforehand and nothing you could have done afterwards. Bottom of the deck, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. We have a new moon in Cancer on July 14th. Believe it or not, you were protected from this person. Their shadow side is a lot bigger and darker than you've seen. Let's close this out with the Oracle message, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Growth. Root yourself for personal growth and self-improvement. We're all responsible for our own growth. You are, I am, you've done the work or some of the work. I've done some of the work. This person hasn't done any of the work. It's on them to do it. You can have empathy for this person, understand others' emotions and needs by listening to your heart, but then you also have to recognize it's on them to grow and expand. That is what I have for you, my love. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. The Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026 will be impacting your career as well as your public reputation and your life's direction. Many of you may have a professional breakthrough. So you may be starting a job that day, receiving a job offer. You could be receiving some type of praise or recognition at work as well. You could also suddenly understand how to pivot your career, meaning, okay, I can stay in the industry that I love or I'm very familiar with, but perhaps I can do this other type of job or maybe move departments within a company. Many of you will also be receiving high level of recognition, either from your colleagues, your coworkers, your bosses, and if you're not currently employed, this would be from your peers or your close inner circle. Many of you working on a major project could also receive some guidance on how to proceed forward. So with all of that said now, let's get into your energy here. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What else do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have water, card number 18, and then we have message, card number 33. You could be receiving or exchanging communication here with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or there could be an exchange here, conversation between you and someone else, and it can be very emotional in nature. Tell me more about this here, please. For Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why do we have water and message? Did you hear my Jersey accent there? Water. I completely replaced the T with a D. I'm so sorry. Why is water? Well, I did it again. Water and message. Why is this their message for the Mercury Cazimi? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. The Queen of Cups, there's your water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Four of Wands, and wow, King to the Queen of Cups to the Four of Wands. Okay, bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and Ten of Swords. Well, that's done and over with. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Okay, before I start talking, let me get a couple more cards here on the table. Clarify that Five of Pentacles, please, for Libra. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. It's like you can't wait to get out of Dodge. That's the feeling. Okay? Can't wait to escape something, move on from something, move towards something. Page of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Pentacles, clarified by Justice, the High Priestess, and the Page of Pentacles. So most of you are receiving communication offer opportunity as you're coming out of this difficult situation. Now, maybe some of you in the Five of Pentacles, you've been in emotional lack. For others of you, it's possible it has been financial lack. So this could be a raise, promotion, new job opportunity. For others of you, if this is something emotional you've been going through, it looks like there's a clearing here and you have a supportive energy. There's someone here who wants to help you with this. So whether you are coming out of a state of financial or emotional lack, there is offer communication opportunity here for you. Eight of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Ace of Cups. And you have someone here who's going to try to derail this new beginning or this opportunity here for you. Queen of Cups. Clarify the Queen of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Cups is clarified by the Tower, the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. This person is going to try to contact this person. Four of Wands. Why is the Four of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Wands is clarified by Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands. And tell me why the King of Cups is here. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Cups is clarified by Seven of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Chariot. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. I specifically have a group of you where you are single, free, and independent. Now, you may be partnered. I'm not talking about the single, free, and independent in respect to like partnership. But you are free or becoming free of a very difficult and trying time for you. Again, whether it was financial or emotional. I then have the energy of someone who is doing the just, fair, right thing by them, listening to their intuition, and they're providing you with this opportunity. Okay, financial or emotional, I don't know what it is you're in lack of, but this person is coming to your aid or presenting you with this offer. And then I have the energy of someone else who at some point in time has had an ending with you. And they appear here to try to derail. Eight of Wands, very quickly. Derail. Seven of Swords, sabotage. Two of Swords, block this opportunity from coming to you. So I have you here as the King of Cups. I know you're an air sign. It doesn't matter whether you're masculine or feminine. I don't read body parts. I only read energy. And I have you being the recipient of this. You are the recipient of this offer. It could be a housing offer, a job offer, okay? Someone is giving you respite or comfort or financial assistance or, again, maybe a job. But I have this other person that at some point in time you had a Ten of Swords ending with. They are attempting to communicate with this person to derail the offer they are making to you. So, Libra, let's say you're out of a job. You've put out your applications and resumes. This is now a job offer. This is a job that you just quit or fired you. Some way, somehow communicating with the new job. Now, maybe you listed them as a reference or they're on your resume or application. They happen to be calling them for reference and they're giving a very bad review, okay? A very bad reference. I could be speaking to a Libra where you are leaving a connection in terms of a romantic partnership and you're now moving forward with this new person, King to the Queen of Cups, and you have an ex here who may or may not be a Cancer, Scorpio, or not a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, I'm sorry, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but again, they don't have to be, but they are trying to derail this. So maybe they are sending messages like Page of Swords to the text message. They could be like text messaging them things about you in an effort to derail things or break things up. I just see you coming out of a period of lack. You have someone here who's providing you with assistance, and you have the third energy here of someone who is trying to derail you. So I think the good thing here in respect to the Mercury Cazimi is that you are receiving this offer or opportunity. And this person, I want to know more about this person, because it doesn't appear here that they're stopping this, because you're still moving forward. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, to the Three of Wands. This is Aries energy, Sun in Aries. So you appear to still be moving forward with this person. It's not like they're not going to give you the job, or they're going to kick you out, or, you know, whatever's happening here because of what this person says. I feel like this is secondary to this. Like, the good news here is you're receiving an offer opportunity, but the negative here is that there is a message of someone from your past, or someone you're trying to put in your past, who's trying to derail the new opportunity for you. Can I get 3 cards on this person? Because you're being given this. 6 of Pentacles, someone is giving this to you, and this person's like, not so fast. Tell me more about that person. One more shuffle. Thank you. 5 of Pentacles. That's what you're coming out of. So this is someone tied to this past chapter that you're slowly moving on from. Ace of Swords, that is the truth. And the Death card. Oh yeah, you had an ending with this person. 3 of Swords. So I don't know if this is a professional, platonic, or romantic individual, but this is someone that you've had some kind of break or ending with. They're part of your last chapter that you are moving on from. And now that you have this new chapter, new opportunity, this person appears to be trying to communicate maybe for 10% of you with you, but this seems to be more like 90%, whoever's providing you with the new opportunity or the new offer. So I would be mindful of that. And it does appear here that you are blocking their communication forward to this person, or at least you're attempting to do that. So maybe this reading offers you some insight. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here for Libra. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, your advice here is to be very mindful of this person, because whatever you're being given, this person's going to try to ruin it for you. This person is angry because of whatever ending here occurred. And I don't know if you did something, or they did something, or they just don't want to see you happy. 4 of Pentacles, this person's still trying to hold on to you or to affect your stability in some way. So your advice here is to be very mindful that when you receive this offer opportunity, you have someone from the past who may try to sabotage it for you. Let's close it off now with an oracle card here. This person could be a Sagittarius or a Capricorn as well, because the Queen of Pentacles is the 3rd decan of Sagittarius and the 2nd decan of Capricorn. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Wisdom. Okay, so be smart about this. Wisdom. That means if you know that you had a tumultuous work experience, I'm not telling you not to put those people down as a place of employment, but you may not want to put them down as a reference, or you may want to find someone else within the company who's friendly towards you that you can use as a reference. I certainly would not put any X's on any applications, and if you are involved with someone new, I would let them know that you have a crazy ex. This could even be a new friend or new roommates that you're moving in with. Could even be like a new landlord, because that housing situation there. This could be, you know, an ex-friend or friends, or the ex-landlord trying to give you a bad reference. I would just be mindful, okay? So be smart about this. Accumulate wisdom and experience through continuous learning. So I would kind of be on the lookout for this person. Bottom of the deck, goal. Set clear goals and move forward with courage, which is what I see you doing. This person just doesn't like that you're moving on from them, or that you will do better now without them than you did with them. That seems, there's a little jealousy here at play. But that is what I have for you, Libra. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon babies, rising as well as Venus. Let's see what your Mercury Cazimi message is. So the Cazimi taking place on July 12th, 2026 will affect your belief systems, travel, and higher education. you might suddenly have a shift in perspective in regards to a religious or spiritual belief or worldview. For others of you, if you have a legal matter or some type of publishing goal or a travel plan that's been stuck or delayed, or you have been procrastinating on handling it, you will suddenly get some clarity, or things will fall into place and you'll feel like it's time now to move forward with it. So let's see where we go with this here for the Scorpio collective. And that travel could be like local travel to visit friends and family, go to a concert, or it could be like scheduling a cruise or booking a vacation, or maybe even collecting some data or information for a relocation in the future. Tell me more about this here for Scorpio. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have spiritual cleansing, card number 50. Bottom of the deck, veiled, card number 38. Okay. Immediately, I feel like there's something here that you've been needing to do or wanting to do, and you've been procrastinating on it. So if it's not your message, just check another placement. And maybe you've been procrastinating and you don't know why. Maybe you don't know what's been holding you back from making these travel plans, or dealing with the legal matter, or publishing this goal, or you know what I mean, like moving forward with something. I think what you're not seeing veiled is your energy is all like gunked up. There's a cleansing here that is needed. Tell me more about this here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, babies, rising, as well as Venus. Because you're not a lazy sign by any stretch of the imagination. So I feel like if this message is hitting home for you and you're like, yeah, I know I have to do this. And it could be like, look, it could be like doing laundry or cleaning your house. And you're typically not this lazy. Like this is just, you're thinking to yourself, I do not procrastinate this way. Why am I procrastinating in doing this? I feel your energy needs to be cleansed here. And you may not be seeing that. Maybe you haven't made the correlation or connected the dots. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the moon. Yeah, there's something here you're not seeing. The Magician, the Six of Pentacles, Justice, Temperance, and the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. And that leaves the Queen of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. So obviously I'm going to clarify this for you, but I think there's something that you have been giving some pentacle resource towards. That could be your time, love, money, skill, okay, into making this manifestation of yours a reality. But I don't think you have been actually like going full throttle, or maybe seeing the like the rewards for your effort. Clarify that moon card. So I think what you're not seeing here is there's something else that is affecting your energy. One more shuffle. Thank you. The moon is clarified by the Two of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and Justice. Bottom of deck, Ten of Swords. So there's something here that you want to do or you need to do, okay? Because want or need could be different. And you give some effort towards it, but you don't give as much as you can give. You don't put as much time into this manifestation as you could. And that's because a lot of your time, Seven of Pentacles, is actually directed at evaluating, thinking about, reminiscing about a heartbreak or an ending that you had with an individual here in your life. The Magician. Clarify the Magician. So there's, at the very least, an emotional disappointment. Okay, for others of you, the pendulum swings the other way and it could be full-out heartbreak. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Magician is clarified by the Hangman. So your manifestation, and whatever it is, would make you very happy, okay, abundantly happy. Ten of Cups to the Nine of Swords. So you're being energetically drained here, if you will. You're focusing a lot of your mental resources and pentacle resources thinking about and feeling and processing this ending. And I'm not telling you to not feel it, because I always say you have to feel it to heal it. But there's other things that you need to be doing in addition to feeling and healing. And you haven't been. And that's because you've been focused on this, on whoever this person is to you. Friend, family member, lover, maybe the boss who fired you a week ago. But there are other things that you need to be doing in addition to healing over that. Like Two of Pentacles, you need to make time to do the laundry and process the ending, or process the betrayal, or process the argument. Ten of Swords doesn't always mean an ending in tarot. I would have to see other cards. Ten of Swords, Death card, World card, you know, Wheel of Fortune. You get a bunch of those cards, you're like, oh, okay. But Ten of Swords, I mean, it just could have been a terrible act of betrayal. And betrayal is a sliding scale for all of us, right? What I see as a betrayal, you may not, and vice versa. But I know that it wounded you, and I know that it hurt you, but I also know that you're focusing a little bit too much energy or resources into thinking about what happened. Six of Pentacles. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like your manifestation will continue to be veiled, like it will continue to elude you. One more shuffle. Thank you. As long as you're thinking of this heartbreak. The Three of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups, bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like you just keep replaying an incident with a situation, environment, or connection over and over again. And it's eating up a lot of your energetic resources. Justice. Tell me about justice. Because justice does speak about balance, fairness, right? Temperance. We see Archangel Michael here balancing two cups. And we even see the Queen of Pentacles here is balancing, it looks like something on a tray and then a pentacle in the other hand. So there's a way to find balance, like to do both, as opposed to just doing one, because focusing all of your attention on this is delaying your manifestation from coming in. Clarify justice. Clarify justice, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice is clarified by the King of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Five of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. Clarify temperance here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Two of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Devil. There's something here that you need to be working on, and that's different for all of you. But this is self-sabotaging behavior. You're not launching the business. You're not launching the podcast. You're not taking care of that driver's license issue. You're ignoring a credit card bill that is past due now. You know, you're not making travel plans. You're not going food shopping. There's something here that you need to do. And for some of you, it's just simple I shouldn't say simple, but, you know, day-to-day responsible Queen of Pentacles tasks to take care of your house and your home and the people, pets, and plants that rely on you and depend on you, including you. So for some of you, it's just home-based stuff, and you're procrastinating doing it because you're very worried about, you know, what has happened or is currently happening with this individual. And for others of you, it's a little bit more long-term stuff. Again, it could be like big travel plans or launching a business or modifying a business. Tell me more about that Queen of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot, the Sun, and the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Empress. So I think what your shift in perspective here should be, for most of you during the Mercury Cazimi, is I can do both. Knight of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. I can move forward towards whatever this goal is that would make you very emotionally content if you achieved it, no matter how great or small it is. I can do that, and I can, Four of Cups, feel and process the pain of this at the same time. It's not one or the other. And I think that's what your message is here, and I think that might be the shift in perspective that you're having on July 12th. I can set 15, 20, 30 minutes aside in the morning and think about this, and then I can go get all of my stuff done. And then maybe later on I think about this for another 10, 15, 20 minutes. And tomorrow I can think about it again, and I can process it again. But I would set time limits. I would use a timer. I actually have a timer, one here, one downstairs. And anything like that that ever plagues me, I just set a timer, 15 minutes, cry my eyes out, whatever I have to do, go downstairs, wash my face, and it's like, okay, some Visine in the eyes, and it's like back to work. I have readings to do, or I have a house to clean. So that might be beneficial to someone watching, is like setting the timer. But your manifestation is waiting for you to take action. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Five of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. You can do both. Four of Wands. You can time management. Two of Pentacles. This is you, whether you're masculine or feminine. You can nurture the wound, that came from this Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords matter that you had. And you can also, look at that, Fool card, Four of Wands. You can also move towards this new beginning or this successful completion to something here. You're a Scorpio. Damn it, you can do both. You can end something and begin something all at the same time. It's literally why you're the Death card. That is what I have for you. Oh no, wait, don't go anywhere. Let me get you an oracle card here. So I'm not trying to make light of what you have gone through. Please don't take it that way. But time keeps moving forward, and you're focusing too much time on something that you can't change. Just can't change it. What you can change is how much more time moving forward you're going to put into that manifestation. One more shuffle. Thank you. Rooted in grace. Face life's challenges with grace and inner stability and calm. So I think you are capable of doing both. I think you're capable of being grounded enough and processing this and moving forward towards your dreams, goals, or your vision. Look to the future with foresight and make wise choices. And I think one of the wisest choices you can make is allocate a small amount of time to deal with this, and your rest of the time invest in your future or whatever this goal or plan or project is, because it's literally waiting for you. That is what I have for you, Scorpio. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look now at your Mercury Cazimi message. So for you, Sagittarius, this will be impacting shared resources, debts, as well as deep intimacy. So you can most likely expect some type of crucial information or conversation to come up regarding money that you share with others, investments, taxes, or maybe even inheritance. This may also bring a deep psychological insight for you to help you heal an intimacy block that you have. And it could be intimacy block in respect to romantic partnerships, but it doesn't have to. It could also just be intimacy block that you may have when it comes to being vulnerable and expressing your wants, needs, or desires with your friends or family members. So let's see where we go with this message here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have Past Life, card number 14. And you have Fire, card number 27. I'm noticing triangles in both of these. Okay, let's see where we go with this message. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why do we have Past Life and Fire as their Mercury Cazimi message? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Four of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands, the Death card, and the Eight of Cups. And that leaves the Four of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Clarify the Nine of Swords for me, please, here for the Sagittarius Collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Swords is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Fool. Six of Cups. Why do we have the Six of Cups here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Cups is clarified by the Empress, Temperance, and the Seven of Cups. Queen of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Hierophant. Queen of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Swords is clarified by Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the King of Cups, And then the Four of Cups is here as well. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Wands is clarified by Two of Cups, the Sun, and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. Okay. I have two very specific groups of you. Some of you are still in this relationship, and others of you are not in this relationship. But the relationship itself still affects you. So let me go through the message real quick for group one. Group one, you are holding on to a person, most likely someone that you see as a romantic partner or that you have a romantic interest in, and you are still clinging to this person, and you're clinging to someone who is gaslighting you, manipulating you, lying to you, abandoning you, not addressing your emotional well-being, like not tending to your emotional well-being, and you are sabotaging your ability to move towards this King of Cups, Four of Wands person, whoever they may be. They don't have to be a masculine, and it doesn't have to be a water sign, but it is someone who knows how to love unconditionally. You are not currently with someone who knows how to love unconditionally. You know, you're with someone who knows how to sabotage your happiness. You're with someone who knows how to emotionally manipulate you. So the Nine of Swords, if you're in part, if you're part of group one, you know this already in the Nine of Swords because you think about it all the time. But you stop yourself, Seven of Wands to the Five of Pentacles to the Fool card, you stop yourself from having a new beginning or a new chapter that does not include this person. Six of Cups, you value this connection. And I think you value this connection because you see it as, and it most likely is, a past life connection. So there's a very deep bond between you and this person. However, I think you repeat this cycle with this person lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And I think the lesson here is for you to walk away from this person. The Empress, Temperance, and the Seven of Cups. I feel like lifetime after lifetime, you are confused about this person. Queen of Wands, Nine of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Hierophant. It's almost like at all costs, I'm going to win this person, or I don't know, win them over at all costs. I'm going to have a higher level of commitment with this person, or I'm going to maintain the current commitment I have with this person. This is an all cost mentality here. And I think it's been playing out this way lifetime after lifetime. And I think for some of you, this person triangulates you lifetime after lifetime. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Two of Pentacles. I think you've given this person a lot of time to show up, to change, to improve, and I don't think they have. And I think you staying connected to them is Seven of Swords, your ability, literally keeping you stuck from the one thing that you truly do want, which is happiness and bliss, and a partner that is emotionally responsive and can unconditionally love you, someone who's emotionally stable, not emotionally manipulative. This is someone who gives good advice and good counsel. The King, Queen of Cups are generally individuals that perform acts of service for the people they love. They know how you like your coffee and they make it that way. It's someone who's very caring. They're a good person. They're not that, and it's someone who has learned to master the emotional world by regulating their emotions, not dysregulating the emotions of someone else. And I think you might get some psychological insight, if you will, that your inability to actually find what you want is not here. Like your block, because that psychological insight that helps you heal an intimacy block, I think what you're going to realize is the block is the person that you're currently with, okay? For others of you, you've left this person behind, and if you have, God bless you. I think it was difficult. I think you too have a past life connection with this person. I also think that you have lived out this karmic cycle with this person over and over again, but I do believe that you broke the karmic cycle if you've left this person. I don't think you're going to revisit this level of pain or anguish in this lifetime or the next lifetime. I think it's in respect to this person. If you walked away from them, it's done and over with. You now have a new person on your path. Congratulations. Again, doesn't have to be a masculine, doesn't have to be a water sign. But this is beautiful, right? The Four of Wands. This is house, home, structure, stability. These are two people who come together in harmony. At the core of the love here, there is a warm friendship. There are true feelings. This person wants to be close to you. This is a deep connection. The Sun card. This is optimism and fortune and vitality and positivity. This is the type of partner that will instill confidence in you. They want you to go out and conquer the world. They're fully supportive of your dreams. And the Page of Pentacles. If you haven't met this person yet, it's going to begin with a very small, would you like to get a coffee? There's an opportunity here, okay? This person will be presenting you with an opportunity. However, I think your heart chakra might be a little blocked because of what this person did to you. And you might get this aha epiphany moment during the Mercury Cazimi that I really want this type of person, but there's still a wound inside of me that I need to heal so I can welcome this person in. Because you have someone here who's unlike anyone that you've ever been with before. And it's going to require you to engage in relationship the way you never have before. So for those of you where you're clinging on to this, I think you're going to realize your block to happiness is that you're clinging on to it. And for others of you, you're anticipating the arrival of this person. You're probably already feeling it in your energetic frequency. And some of you, maybe you've already met this person. I don't know, maybe this is your ex from last year and this is the new person that you're dating, you know. But this is screaming new to me and fresh and loving. But again, you might have an emotional block, some kind of wound that you still have to work through and process because of what that idiot did to you. So let's get you some advice. So both camps there, I have the 2 Eight of Cup cards here. It's like both camps are not fully emotionally healed. One of you, it's because you can't heal in the environment that made you sick. And the other group of you, you're not fully emotional. You're not ready to be fully emotionally vulnerable because of what that person did. And this weekend you might get some deeper insight, or maybe it's just this reading. So let's get you 3 cards of advice, because this is beautiful. I think it doesn't get better than 2 of Cups to the 2 of Cups to the Sun to the Page of Pentacles, because this is someone who's rooted in reality. This is someone who's looking for a long-term partner. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Cups. The Chariot. The 6 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. There's new that wants to come in for group 1, but it's going to require you to move on from the person that you're currently with. And group 2, you have a new soulmate on path. And I think this came up in one of your readings. I would start working on whatever heartbreak that you have, okay, with what this person did to you. I would feel it. I would journal about it. Maybe do a cord cutting ceremony. There's something here of a full release that needs to be done with this person so you could welcome this new person in, because you have someone here who wants to come in. Queen of Swords, there's the 4 of Wands again. I just feel like there's, I don't know, we have to cut through a little bit of a red tape. We kind of have to open up the heart chakra with that Queen of Swords energy is the feeling that I'm getting, because you have someone new coming in. Let's get you, or if you're currently with someone, you might be a little bit more ice cold towards them than they are towards you, and that should be again another key indicator that you have a little bit more healing to do from that past person. Can we close this out with a oracle card, please? One more shuffle. Thank you. Rooted in grace. I think Scorpio got this one also. Face life's challenges with grace and maintain inner stability and calm amidst change. And at the bottom of the deck, Heart's Desire. I'm telling you, everything you want is on the other side of leaving whomever this is. Ignite your inner passion and desires, driving you towards your dreams. It seems like towards your dream partner. I also want to get a card for those of you where you are still in this connection. So for those of you out of it, yes, I think you need to face the challenges still here. You still have to heal, but you have either someone beautiful in your energy right now, or you have someone new coming in. Can I get a card for my Sagittarians who are still stuck in that past connection? One more shuffle. Thank you. Silent strength. Build your power in silence, waiting for the right moment to reveal your quiet strength. So for some of you, there's something here of you would like to move on, but maybe you feel like you can't, or you feel like you're stuck. The bottom of the deck, Rebirth. Rise anew, embrace the new beginning, and move towards the new opportunity. So
this is saying to build your strength in silence, or to create or craft your plan in silence and move towards your new beginning. That is what I have for you, Sagittarius. That is your Mercury Cazimi message. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that on your mobile device. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.
Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look at your Mercury Cazimi message. Now for you, Capricorn, specifically, the area of impact will be romantic and professional partnerships. The truth may come out of the closet in some of your relationships. And what I mean by that is there could be a breakthrough conversation. And that could either bring you closer to this person or give you the clarity you need to redefine the terms of the connection, or maybe even take steps to move away from it. And again, this could be in your romantic connections or your professional connections. I just saw the Saturn card, and you are ruled by Saturn. So let's see where we go with this. But there, again, when I said out of the closet conversation, it's sort of like something that you have been suppressing that you're finally going to say, or maybe something that they've been suppressing that they will finally say. So tell me more about this here, please, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know for their Mercury Cazimi message for July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have Affluence, card number 5. And we have Truth. There you go. Card number 25. Okay. So there is some truth, or will be some truth that is spoken between you and an individual where there is affluence. Okay. So you work for them or they work for you, because you could be the employer or the employee. Or again, this could be someone that you have a family with, a marriage with, wealth with, or maybe that's what you would like to have with them. Tell me more about this here for Capricorn. Why do we have affluence and truth as their message here for the Mercury Cazimi on July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, this is the time to have this conversation. Ace of Cups, that is the truth. If you've seen my readings before, immediately after I say something and I see an ace, there are only 4 in a deck, I feel like I was able to channel that message correctly. Ace of Swords. Okay, thank you very much. The Chariot and the Page of Cups at the bottom of that. Queen of Pentacles, that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. We have the Fool, and look at this, the 7 of Swords to the Tower to the 3 of Swords. I'm going to have to take this 5 of Pentacles to the 2 of Cups. I know, I took more cards than I should. So in this spread, the bottom of the deck is the underlying energy, okay? And the underlying energy here is, I have a group of you that really want to talk about what went down. And you feel, and I don't want to put anything in your head, I'm just telling you what I see here. I have a Capricorn collective who says, I may be able to have a new start with this person. But first we have to discuss the 7 of Swords, and I don't know if that was something they said or something they did that created this Tower moment and broke your heart or left you feeling wounded or isolated. And you value this connection enough, or so it seems, to say, we may be able to rebuild this from the ground up, but this needs to be discussed. I need the truth about this, veiled. I need to make sure nothing else is being hidden from me, that I have the absolute truth, because without the absolute truth, then I don't have absolute clarity, and then I can't make a decision that is in my best interest. I'm just channeling here, so if it's not your message, don't be offended. Let's begin to clarify. 6 of Wands. Clarify the 6 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. 6 of Wands is clarified by the Star, the 2 of Cups, and Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I don't know why this is coming to me, and I always feel like when there's a memory or something of mine that comes up in a reading, it's important for me to say it. It's not me trying to make your reading about me. I have no Capricorn placements, neither does my person. But someone needs to hear this. So my person was very honest with me from the beginning, okay, that prior to me, he had had an affair in his marriage. And he wanted me to know. I would have never known. I had, you know, I don't know her. I don't know that old life, past life of his. But he wanted to be honest with me. There should be full transparency in a relationship, especially if you're trying to overcome a betrayal
where maybe a third party was involved. And I'm not saying that's going to solve all your relationship problems, because there's one thing about, there's a difference between having privacy and there's another thing about being transparent, and we have found the way to do both. And I just feel like some of you may be dealing with that. Wheel of Fortune, one more shuffle. Thank you. Wheel of Fortune is clarified by 4 swords. There's that Ace of Swords again, and the Queen of Swords. Ace of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Cups is clarified by 10 of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Ace of Swords. Clarify that Ace of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. Tell me the Chariot. One more shuffle. Thank you. Chariot is clarified by the 6 of Swords. There's that Tower. And the 8 of Wands. I don't think you ever fully discussed the Tower with this person. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Cups is clarified by the King of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. The feeling that I get here is that this person clearly did something that they should not have done. I think this was more than words. Okay, I think this was stepping out of the connection, lying by omission, keeping some type of truth from you, veiled, okay, like not telling you the full truth. So lying by omission, betrayal, maybe even financial betrayal. You're going to have to take it how it resonates to you. And I have a feeling that there were a lot of discussions about the aftermath of the Tower, like maybe how it made you feel or how it ruined the relationship. But I think this needs to be reverse engineered. If this is your reading and you want to be affluent, meaning successful with this, we sort of have to reverse engineer this and go back to the beginning and find out why that Tower happened. Because the lie didn't create the Tower, and the affair didn't create the Tower. There were already cracks in the Tower that we weren't acknowledging. So there's something here about, we can talk about the 7 of Swords to the Tower to the 3 of Swords, but we have to talk about why those things happened. And I think why they happened were there were other issues in the connection that we were not being honest or truthful about. And it could just be like resentment builds over the years, or we lose intimacy, or it could be a whole host of things. But I feel like we can discuss this ad nauseum, but it doesn't fix the foundational problem, because the 7 of Swords created the Tower that split it in half, but the whole foundation here was cracked already. So there were already breaks in this connection. Anyway, what I see here for you is I have a group of Capricorns that really would like to have success and victory and heal a connection with this person. And if it's not your reading, check another placement. But I have a group of you would really like to fix this or try to heal the connection. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the 4 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. But there's something like we need to talk about not just what happened in this moment, what led you to doing this? Like, what led this person to doing this? Like, that's what needs to be discussed. Because I think you have a lot of love for this person and a lot of affection. And I don't know who this is. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It doesn't have to be a spouse. It could be a boss that royally screwed you over. But something occurred before the boss royally screwed you over. There were things that led up to them royally screwing you over. That's what I'm talking about. Those little things. I'm looking at the 3 of Pentacles, and there's like all breadcrumbs, like little pentacles. And I feel like there were little things here. Yes, underneath the surface, High Priestess. There were little things. There were little breaks. There were little fractures already in this connection. And if there's any hope here of salvaging this, I feel we have to go back to the beginning. I think that's why we have so many aces here, plus the Fool card. Like even this, if we work it backwards, we have to go back to when you actually entered this connection and like take it from there. I do think that you have an important conversation here that could occur on July 12th or in the energy there of that Mercury Cazimi, but it will be dependent on you to bring it up. I don't think this other person is going to bring it up. I think they're receptive if you bring it up. And again, I don't think this has to be a finger pointing. And I think I said that in your 6-month reading. It doesn't have to be you did this. we did something that led you to making the bad decision of doing this. I got to be honest, there's a little ownership here. And you might be like, it's not my fault that they stepped out. No, but there were other things wrong with the relationship that maybe you didn't want to talk about or notice, or there were red flags that you ignored. So that's what I mean by like, we broke something and neither of us acknowledged it. And you did the worst thing you could have done was you went towards someone else to fix something that we broke. So again, how they handled it was wrong, but I feel like there's got to be a we conversation here. Like we have to come together. There are two horses here in the Chariot. For us to move forward, we both have to own this. If there's any hope, I notice on the Six of Swords card, the word running down the side says hope. I never think of that in terms of meaning for the Six of Swords. But yeah, in order to leave this behind and move towards calmer waters, if you will, then I think we have to not just discuss the tower, but how did we arrive at the tower? And then I think there's a real possibility here of fixing this. So yeah, I think it's time to have a truthful conversation. And that means you might hear some uncomfortable things, but if you want to fix this, it's important to know what you did and what they did. And then we can get into this. But I think the little cracks here need to be addressed. Where am I going next? Let me get you some advice. But I still get the feeling here that we really have to understand the cracks beforehand, and we may have to hear some uncomfortable truths about that. Because I remember asking him, what made you have the, affair with the first wife? And he said, within a year and a half of the marriage, I realized I made a huge mistake. And I said, why didn't you say anything? And he goes, I married late in life. I was in my 40s, and my parents, my family, and she was in her 40s, and her parents and family, they all were like, you guys just got to get married because you're just, you're in your 40s. Like you have to do it. And he's like, I didn't want to disappoint her family or mine. And he's like, but it was a loveless relationship, from literally a year in. And I was like, and you didn't want to have the conversation? Like, really? Like this, you did this? You did this. Instead of having the conversation, he goes, I didn't want to have the uncomfortable conversation. I was like, ugh. And he's like, I would never do that again. Like I ruined years of my life and hers, and I would never do that again. And I could tell he was genuinely remorseful about it, but it was still the point of, and that's what I mean, like there might be some uncomfortable truths that you may have to hear. But if you want to fix this, I would be open to them, because there is a possibility here to fix this. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 5 of Swords, the 7 of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. I don't know who this is to you, someone you're married to, long-term committed partnership. It could be the corporation or company that you work for, community group, political group, religious organization. I don't know who this other entity is, but you, in order to heal this, and if that's what you want to do, you're going to have to kind of lower your guard here, okay? And just listen to what this person has to say. The Page of Wands is just, okay, I'm in this state of discovery, and I'm going to hear everything you have to say, and I'm not going to have my walls up, and I'm not going to turn around and fight or say any cutting words. I'm just going to discover what you believe my role was in the breakdown of this connection. And then I need you to hear what I believe was your role in the breakdown of this connection. It has to be very honest and truthful, and there can't be any defensiveness or cutting words or anything. And again, notice that page, how young it is. Like, we literally have to go back to the beginning. This is sort of like reverse engineering what occurred here. But if you're willing to lower your guard and have an honest conversation, I still continue to think this is salvageable for you. The Hierophant, the 9 of Swords, and that Page of Pentacles, it's just listening. Just listening to the other person. Because existing in this, and the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, and not addressing what happened isn't going to fix this. And blaming the 7 of Swords to the Tower isn't going to fix this either. We have to understand what made the person do that. And it might require hearing some uncomfortable truths. Reflection. You might have to look at an aspect of ourselves that says, yeah, maybe I played a little role in this. Again, not full responsibility, but maybe there were different things that I could have done. What is that Willie Nelson song? You Were Always on My Mind. I would listen to that song. That's just channeled through. Maybe that's something that you want to listen to. Listen to those words. Because it's like, maybe I should have treated you, and maybe I should have told you. And again, it doesn't mean that that's all your fault, but I would have an honest conversation here. So find better ways to improve yourself through reflection. And at the bottom of the deck, we have enlightenment. Okay? Gain deep understanding and insight, opening the door to new wisdom. I think this is a healable connection, but again, you might have to hear some uncomfortable truths, and they may have to as well from you. But this could occur, or at least begin to occur, on July 12th. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. If you like those messages and they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your Mercury Cazimi message. Now for you, Aquarius, this will be impacting your daily routines, your health, and your work environment. You will find a brilliant solution to a health issue or a frustrating workplace problem. It is the ultimate day for you to reorganize your schedule and streamline your daily habits. So tell me more about this here, please, for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What else do they need to know about daily routines, health, and work environment? For their Mercury Cazimi message for July 12th, 2026. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the new moon, card number 45, and we have truth. Okay, card number 25. I believe that was at the bottom of the deck for the Capricorn reading that I did before. Why do we have new moon and truth here for the Aquarius collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is this their Mercury Cazimi message? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Three of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Sorry, he's going nuts over catnip over there. At the bottom of the deck, Two of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. And that leaves the Ten of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Let's begin to clarify. Clarify this Three of Cups for me, please. So the next new moon that we have is actually on July 14th, just 2 days after this Cazimi. I feel like there's a discussion here that needs to take place between you and another person, maybe you and a group of people. And right behind the Truth card, we have boundaries. And then I have the Death card. So something here has to change. Something needs to be discussed, and something needs to change here. Tell me about the Three of Cups here, please, for Aquarius. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, and the World card. Bottom of the deck, the Ten of Swords. Yeah, something that is continuing here can't continue this way. And I don't know if it's just between you and one person or you and like a group of people, but I have an Aquarius collective here that's not happy because they feel like they are carrying the weight of something. And I don't know if it's the weight of the department, the weight of the workplace. Sorry about that, Aquarius. The camera literally shut down when I said that, but there is something about like the way this connection has been moving forward needs to be shut down. I'm not saying the connection itself, but there's a feeling here of like there are some uncomfortable truths maybe, but there's a discussion here that needs to be had because this is unsustainable. If it's third party, you know, with that Three of Cups and the two kings and the queen here on the table, like that needs to be, that's unsustainable. If this is a workplace environment where you're doing the bulk of the work, that is unsustainable. If it's just a two-person relationship, but you're having to do all of the labor, or you provide all of the financial relief, or you're the only one who is authentic and truthful, and you know, maybe your person doesn't say anything, or they're keeping secrets, like whatever it is here, it is unsustainable for you. So if it's not your message, please check another placement. but I feel like something here within a dynamic between two people or a group of people is unsustainable. Page of Pentacles. Clarify that Page of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Four of Cups. Tell me about the Four of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. There's someone here in this dynamic that is not happy, and I feel like it's you. I'm going to read it like it's you, but if you feel that you want to reverse this because you know that it's your person or the other person or other people involved, you can do that. But I feel like I'm reading for an Aquarius collective where you're not very happy in respect to some type of connection here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Knight of Cups is clarified by the Magician, the Page of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Queen of Swords. And see, I feel like I have a group of you where if you were able to manifest this connection or this partnership or whatever this group dynamic is, like if you were completely capable of making this a success, like you would. I do think that you want success with this person or these people. And I think you've tried to discover ways on how you can make this work, but I don't think it's working for you. Queen of Swords. This is your energy now, whether you are masculine or feminine. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Wands. Oh yeah, it's you. This is unsustainable for you, my darling. The work environment, the relationship. Four of Swords. Clarify the Four of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Four of Swords is clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Death card. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. So Aquarius, this was, the Cazimi is going to highlight something here about your daily routine, your health, or your work environment. So first of all, if this is a work environment, I feel like you're not happy here. You do too much, or you are underpaid, or you carry the weight of the company, or the weight of the, there's no delegation here. Wasn't that your reading where maybe some of you need to learn how to say no, or you need to learn how to delegate tasks? And same thing if this is within like the construct of like a family. There's everything can't be on Aquarius's back. Like you literally, right behind the Ten of Wands, we have the Devil and we have the Tower. This is unsustainable. You can't carry the weight of this connection. You can't carry the weight of the company or the department. And I do believe for a lot of you, it is affecting your health. The Four of Swords, you might feel tired all the time or depleted. The Nine of Wands, it's like every morning you wake up, it's like Groundhog Day. It's like, do I ever get a break? So it could be a combination for some of you. Like you might have issues at work, but then you come home and you have all these responsibilities at home. So it could be for some of you like a lot of different areas of your life where you have somehow ended up in the position of shouldering the burden. And that Seven of Swords to the Death card to the Hermit, I feel like this is having a negative impact on your health. And something here needs to change. And I think somewhere in this energy of the Cazimi, July 12th, I would even say 13th, the 14th, especially right because of that new moon, there is some truth here that needs to be spoken, and there are some boundaries here that need to be put up. You can't be responsible for all the meals in the household. You can't be responsible for walking the dogs all the time. You can't be responsible for everything that's going on at work. There's another person or other people involved, and regardless of their age or their rank at work, there's more that they could be doing. And I think you have people here that know that they're taking advantage of you. They know that if they don't do it, you'll do it. Let's get you some advice. And if this is third party, whether you are triangulating two people or you're being triangulated, that is unsustainable as well. And that is affecting your health as well. So take the messages how they resonate to you. There's a stressful connection or connections in your life that are beginning to affect your health. And this might be highlighted for you on that day. That might prompt you to have the conversation. 3 cards of advice, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the Death. You have 3 Death cards here. Death card, and right behind Truth and Boundaries, we have the other Death card.
Something needs to change. Page of Swords. We need to have a conversation. Seven of Swords again. That's 2. So a conversation here needs to be had about delegation or other people pulling the weight. And look, if this is a really stressful job, maybe it's just time to find another job. But I feel like I've tapped into a group of you where you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot at home. You're doing a lot at work. You're probably doing things, 3 of Cups, within your community. I think your plate is full. I think it's overflowing. I think you have a person or people probably within your home, okay, or your workplace that do not pull their weight. And there's too much responsibility on you, Aquarius. And if it hasn't affected your health, it's probably going to begin to affect your health. And you might experience some signs of that. I'm not a fear-mongering tarot reader, okay? I'm just telling you what's here. You might experience something on July 12th that says, okay, you know what? I got to put some hard boundaries in place. This other person or other people, they need to start pulling their weight. Something here needs to shift. Air. And a conversation here needs to be had. Let's get you an oracle card. I think you have people knowingly taking advantage of you because, again, I don't have to do it because I know eventually you're going to do it. Okay. Heart's desire. Ignite your inner passion and desires, driving you toward your dreams. I'm also getting the feeling like this could become a heated conversation. Bottom of the deck, trust. Establish trust in yourself and in others. So I feel like there's a lack of trust here right now with the 2 7 of Sword cards. And I think that's because at least one person here is actively betraying you by putting too much of the weight of whatever's going on here on you. And I think you have probably a very difficult time chasing your heart's desires because you're probably exhausted from everything that you're doing for this person or these people. So an honest conversation here needs to be had, and July 12th would be your opportunity to do just that. That is what I have for you, my Aquarius family. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's see what your Mercury Cazimi message will be for July 12th, 2026. This should impact you in regards to romance, creativity, as well as self-expression. There should be a massive spark of creative inspiration or possibly even a breakthrough in your dating life. So if you have had any kind of like writer's block or creativity block, I feel like that will be cleared up for you. If you are currently in a romantic partnership and there has been a misunderstanding, this very well could be the day where the 2 of you sit down and have a discussion and clear the air. This is more like the path forward now becomes completely clear and open for you. So let's see what else we have here. And if you're single, it's a great day to get out there, whether it's online on a dating app or, you know, out in the real world to meet someone. So tell me more about this here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for their Mercury. So Pisces, as I was saying, just as the camera shut down on me, you have lucky, okay? Card number 47. And at the bottom of the deck, you have guides, okay? So I feel like your guides, your spirit guides, are trying to bring a little luck. And it, again, could be in respect to creativity or love and romance. And he's meowing back there, so clearly he agrees. Tell me more about this here, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why do we have lucky and guides here as their Mercury Cazimi message for July 12th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Hermit. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the 2 of Wands. We then have the Page of Swords, the Chariot, and the 6 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and 3 of Wands. I feel like it's time to get out there, even if you're not looking for romance, just to connect with other people, because I feel like I'm speaking to a group of you where your life is a little solitary. At the bottom of the deck, we have Judgment. So let's begin to clarify this. Clarify the Hermit. I also think some of you maybe have had like a creative block. So again, I don't know if you read tarot, maybe you're a reader, or maybe you're psychic or you're clairvoyant. You could feel like your gifts or your skills here have been blocked or aren't flowing. For others of you, maybe it's creativity in terms of like photography or
writing or playing a musical instrument. Tell me more about that Hermit. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hermit is clarified by the Ace of Cups. Yes, that is the truth. The Page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Clarify that Eight of Pentacles, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and Temperance. Why is the Two of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Wands, clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Page of Swords. Why is the Page here? Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Swords, Eight of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. The Chariot. Why is the Chariot here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Chariot is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Pentacles clarified by the Magician, Judgment again, and the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have Three of Pentacles. Okay, I have several messages for you. Obviously, it's a collective general reading. Just take what applies to you. I have a couple of different groups. So like group one, I feel with the Hermit to the Ace of Cups to the Page of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles here, I feel like in this respect, group one, you are single. I think you're single, and I think being in hermit mode, kind of being single and keeping to yourself has provided you with like some level of like comfort, some level of stability, but I think it's lonely. And I think as much as you'd like to get out there and connect with people, whether it's for romance or not, could be just for friendship, but there's something here of like, there's like a nervousness here about moving forward and investing in people and investing in connections. And it's almost like I would rather be by myself and work on other things than risk connecting with other people. There's like a part of you that wants to get out there in that Two of Wands and move forward. And again, can connect to a romantic partner or just to connect to other people. But there's something here then that holds you back. And I feel like Source is saying if this is your message, July 12th is like the perfect day for you to move forward. And you might feel that block being lifted from you as well. And you might feel like, you know what, it's time for me to kind of venture out into the world. Just as I said, venture out into the world, I noticed the next card is safe travel. And then we have new moon, which is new moon in Cancer on July 14th. So I just feel like most of you will feel like, you know what, it's time for me to get out there and start connecting to people. Again, whether it's for romance or for friendship, but there's a feeling here of you've stayed alone for so long, it's become like an uncomfortable comfort zone. And I think that that block, if you will be lifted for you. And then most of you, after like a period of like a long time of either being single or just living a pretty solitary life, you're going to feel called to maybe like join a community group, whether it's online or in person, get out there more. And by doing that, you will get lucky and you will connect with a person or other people. And then I have group two. Group two, I feel like you have been struggling to complete a project or to get a project off the ground. There's something here like I've thought about it, like I have this great idea, but then there's like a block there with that Four of Pentacles. So again, there's a creativity block here, and you could feel very confused. Like I don't know what happened. I'm usually very proficient in blank, or I was really looking forward to moving forward with this. But it's like every time you try, it's almost like you're forcing. You could feel like I'm really forcing to do this and I don't know why. I either feel frazzled or I feel confused or I'm not getting a lot of new ideas. I feel like that block will be lifted from you as well. And it's like, again, safe to proceed forward, right, with the guides and the travel card. So it's like, again, there's like a creative block and it's like then you can get back to work or then you can get back to paying attention to the details of this project. And then I have a third group of you where you have a connection in your life. It could be romance. It doesn't have to be. It certainly could be like a platonic connection with a friend or a family member. And I feel like it's gotten a little cold. I think there's still a great deal of love or respect or admiration that you have for this person. However, the relationship itself has kind of it's become stuck or stagnant. So maybe it's the friend where like you don't hang out as often as you used to, you don't text as often as you used to. If it's a romantic partnership, maybe things have gotten a little dull in the bedroom or they're just not as exciting as they used to be. But you have the ability here to prompt the conversation
with this person. And it might feel maybe a little uncomfortable or unnatural for you to have that conversation. But again, there's this block that's going to be lifted. And I think you're going to have this bold sense of confidence of like, you know what? I need to address this once and for all because I feel a little shut out by this person, or we're not connecting like we used to. And I really do value them, and they're part of my inner circle or my social circle. And I want to reconnect with them the way we used to reconnect. So 3 very distinct groups of Pisceans. So if you've been, you know, in the house a lot, hermit mode, I think a block will be lifted and you'll feel like, you know what, it's time for me to start connecting with the world. If it's a creativity block, I feel like that will be lifted as well. And by the time we get to the new moon, in Cancer on the 14th, you should be feeling more like yourself when it comes to work or a passion project or some type of creative endeavor. And then for those of you where maybe there is a relational issue here, and I don't know what preceded, like what caused it. I just see like block, confusion. I really care about this person, but I don't know what to do. 2 of Wands, like should I say something? And there's just a feeling here like if you're just a little brave, just being a little courageous here to have this conversation about this 5 of Pentacles, I think you're quite pleased how this ends up playing out for you. 3 cards of advice, please, for Pisces. Okay. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups again. And we have the 5 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the High Priestess. So, yep, if, again, you've been feeling isolated or alone, it's only advice. This is a perfect opportunity for you to get out there into the world, open up your heart, and connect with a new person or new people. It's like despite what has happened in the past, there's another person or other people here that you can connect with. If you've had any kind of block or challenge, I feel like that'll be lifted. Suddenly, like your creativity will start flowing again after maybe a period of you feeling disappointed or dealing with some type of stress or even like a loss. I know for myself, sometimes when I'm doing readings, I might just have a block for a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to get these readings done, but I literally can't channel. So again, I just feel like maybe you're disappointed in something like that. But again, that'll be lifted. And if you are having a relational issue where there's been some loss or disappointment or regret, there is a conversation here. I do think that you're the one who needs to initiate it because for me, you are the High Priestess in Tarot, and I have that at the bottom of the deck. But if you do initiate the conversation, I think you're quite pleased that, you know, with what this person has to say, because I think they're missing you too, or they're missing what your connection with them used to be like. So it's a golden day, lucky day to get out there, meet new people, get creative again, and possibly fix your connection that you have with someone. Let's close it out now with an oracle card for Pisces. One more shuffle. Thank you. And we have breakthrough. Okay. You can, first of all, the breakthrough will occur right when this block is lifted. But 2, you can have a breakthrough by having a conversation with this person. Overcome obstacles and move beyond limitations. Embrace the new growth. So I do think the block here is literally being removed from you. And then you have empathy, understand others' emotions and needs by listening with your heart. And that might be necessary for those of you where this is more related to a connection. I'm so sorry, Pisces. That is now the 2nd time, possibly the 3rd, that the camera shut down during your reading. So I'll just wrap it up by saying that if you like these messages and they resonated with you and you wish to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that on your mobile device. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you good luck. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.